Ever really stop to think about what's in your phone? I mean, really think about it? Or the cup you're drinking from? We are surrounded by stuff, but where does it all come from? Well, today we're going to trace it all back to the beginning, to our planet's natural resources. Just take a look around you right now. See a wooden table? That was a tree. The glass in your window? That started out as plain old sand. And get this, even the plastic on your headphones can be traced back to petroleum, which, formed from ancient life deep inside the earth. It's wild. It all starts with nature.
So that's the big question, isn't it? What's the magic step? What turns a piece of the natural world that's just there into something we call a resource? Because believe it or not, it's not as simple as just finding it. There are a few key rules to this game.
And that brings us to our first section. We're going to break down the 3 essential conditions that have to be met before any part of nature can officially be considered a resource. All right, so for something to be a resource, it has to pass 3 big tests. First, we have to be able to actually get to it. We need the technology, right? The drills, the machinery, the whole shebang. Second, it has to make financial sense. I mean, if it costs $1 million to get $1 worth of gold out of the ground, it's not really a resource yet, is it? And third, and this one is so interesting, it has to be culturally acceptable. Society basically has to give the green light and say, yep, we're okay with using that. And this slide right here is a perfect example of that last point. On the left, you've got a beehive. We see that as a great resource for delicious honey. But on the right, that's a Tulsi plant. In many cultures, it's considered sacred. It's incredibly valued, it's cared for, but it's not seen as something to be mass-produced and sold. It just goes to show you how our beliefs and our culture shape what we even consider a resource to be. Okay, so let's move on. Once something is a resource, we run into the most important question of all. Will it last? This is really the great divide in how we think about our planet's gifts. So basically, resources fall into 2 main camps. On one side, you've got renewables. These are things like the sun, the wind, even forests. They can be restored or they can regenerate naturally. But on the other side, you have the non-renewables. Think coal, oil, minerals. These exist in a fixed amount. They took millions of years to form, and once they're gone, they're gone. We can't just whip up another batch. But here's the catch with those renewable resources. They're only renewable if we play by nature's rules. A forest can regrow, for sure, but not if we chop down trees way faster than they can grow back. A river can give us clean water pretty much forever, but only if we don't break its natural cycle of cleaning and restoring itself. And this is what happens when we break that cycle. When industrial waste gets dumped into a river, it doesn't just make the water dirty. It can poison the entire ecosystem, killing off everything that helps keep it healthy and stopping that natural regeneration process dead in its tracks. Suddenly, the renewable resource is broken. Now, let's circle back to the non-renewables. What does finite really mean in the real world? Well, look at this number. At the rate we're going now, it's estimated that India's huge coal reserves might only last for another 50 years. That's not some distant sci-fi future. That's within the lifetime of many people listening right now. The clock is ticking, loud and clear. This brings us to a really fascinating, kind of weird idea. You'd think that a country with tons of valuable natural resources would automatically be super wealthy and stable, right? Well, it turns out that's often not the case at all. Yeah, there's actually a name for it. It's called the natural resource curse, or the paradox of plenty. It's this strange phenomenon where being rich in things like oil or diamonds can actually lead to a weaker economy, less democracy, and even more conflict. Why? Well, often a country gets so focused on that one valuable thing that other parts of the economy, like farming or manufacturing, just get left behind. It can also lead to a ton of corruption and fighting over who controls all that wealth. And the root cause of so many of these issues is right here on this map. Natural resources are not spread out evenly across the globe, not even close. One place has all the oil, another has the iron, and some have very little. That one simple geological fact has massive, massive consequences for all of us. I mean, think about the ripple effect. This uneven distribution literally dictates where cities are built and industries pop up. It draws the map for global trade, it creates tension, and sometimes real conflict between countries that have to share a river, and in the worst cases, it has led to full-blown wars over who gets to control these valuable assets. So, after seeing all of this, where do we go from here? This last part is all about our responsibility in all of this.
It's about the kind of future that we actively choose to create.
Let's be really clear about what's at stake. The way we've been managing our resources has led to massive pollution, a heartbreaking loss of different species and ecosystems, and a climate that's changing faster than we can keep up with. The warning signs are absolutely everywhere. This means we need a totally new playbook. As the incredible climate leader Christiana Figueres says, we have to build a regenerative economy. What's that? Well, it's an economy that works with nature's own cycles, one that doesn't just take, but actually helps to replenish and restore what we use. You know, at the end of the day, it really all comes down to this. The Earth has these amazing, powerful cycles of healing and renewal. It's been doing this for billions of years. The real question for us, for our generation, is this: are we working in sync with those cycles, or are we fighting against them? That's the challenge and the choice that lies ahead for all of us.